YouTube, what's going on, man? It's your boy King and Deuce, man. We are ready to talk some Pistons basketball. We got a lot to talk about. Obviously, these last for couple of games have been absolute mayhem. A lot of controversy going on between the Pistons and the officiating crew. We have so many topics that we want to talk about. Fun topics. 04 Pistons versus Bad Boys. We got some pretty good subjects tonight, man. So Deuce, let us know what's on your mind, man.
Well, first and foremost, bro, I want to give a shout out to our guy Javen Hunter, who came on, who was gracious with his time, came on with us last week and sat down with us to talk a lot of things, basketball, football, Jaden, Jordan, everything. So just want to give him a shout out first of all. That was a great stream. Appreciate you guys for coming on and supporting that. We got a lot more coming too. Yeah. Aside from these crazy calls, bro, this has actually been probably the most enjoyable Pistons basketball I've seen. This past week has probably been the most enjoyable where I'm getting up to watch games. I go in with the expectation now. I'm expecting them to an extent to play a certain way, to a certain level. I'm not expecting to get blew out. I'm expecting to be in games, moving the ball, something of an identity being formed every night. So aside from these crazy calls, which you're going to talk about, I know you want to get into that with New York, etc. But definitely, I'm excited with what I'm seeing with the team overall.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. I think this team is, right now it's the team that we expected to see out the gate. We expected to see this type of team, the team that's competitive, the team that does enough, to come out with victories in some of these games. Let's just be frank about it. The Pistons should be on the 3-game winning streak right now. They've done enough things over these last 3 games to come out with victories, but circumstances obviously, change that outcome. But this team playing hard, I mean, from end to end, trying their best to take care of the basketball, trying their best to play defense with what they're equipped with. The pieces make sense now. We don't have an unbalanced roster. So, a lot of things taking place. This is the team that we were asked for from the beginning of the season. I just hope it's not too late for the fan base. I want you guys, to get back in them seats, man. Get back to them games, and let's support these young dogs, man. And like I said, let's finish this season strong, man. Finish this season strong, and let it be known, hey, we're trying to build something for real here. We do have talent here. I've heard people in the past say, "Oh, the Pistons don't have any talent." I don't know what you're looking at. We have talent. It's here. They just need an opportunity to play.
Absolutely. We always said that, because everybody's talking about bringing in this guy, bringing in this star and that star. It's like our stars are already here. Time just has to catch up. And I think we're slow now that everybody's starting to get healthy and they're starting to get more reps. We're starting to slowly see what these guys can be, and it's kind of exciting to watch. So let's get to it, bro. Let's talk about this past week. Let's start with the Orlando Magic game. Paolo Banchero hits a tough shot, but he traveled before doing so. And it's funny because the foul wouldn't even have taken place on JD, right? If he didn't shuffle again. JD would have been able to come down without hitting him, right? It would have been a good contest. But of course, he hits a shot, crazy shot. They call a foul. He's always these and ones, all these crazy and ones. It seems to add insult to injury. But and Paolo was all, that's what they're talking about as if he didn't just travel. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, just you travel, just go to the line, shoot the free throw, get it over with. But that was kind of tough to swallow, just the way it happened. The refs, being too engaged in the game at the end of the game.
I compare it to the All-Star situation with Cade and Paolo. When you look at the numbers, it's like, man, Cade had the numbers, right? But Paolo's getting special treatment simply because of his team's record. And that's what happened on that foul situation. He got that treatment simply because of his team's record. We're the Pistons. We're looked at as probably the worst team in the league. And whether it's a righteous decision to make a call or not, the refs just don't want to give it to us. I need the refs to be better. You know what I'm saying? Because as veteran refs, you should know that when you're building a team, teams start to come on in the second half of the season. And
Yep.
that's what you see with the Pistons. So them not recognizing that and not giving them any type of anything, still not giving Cade fouls, man. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? At some point, it's just like you got to recognize what you got out there on the court. And I mean, two young teams. Orlando, it's not like Orlando, some type of perennial
Right.
finals team or
They
something
haven't
like that.
garnered that respect yet. Right.
Right. Like, what are y'all even doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, that was obvious. Obviously the game after was more obvious, but that was obvious. Man, just flat out traveled, bro.
Yeah. 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 So let's get to that other game we were talking about. I'll let you lead off with that truck stick looking like Branch from the Lions running running to a Star Thompson. I'll let you get into that. Would you make of that, bro?
Listen, man, that was flat out foul. That was flat out foul, man. Because if it was the other way around, good Lord, you know what I'm saying? If it was the other way around, it would have been some consequences and repercussions. But no, you totally ignore the fact that this man took out Asar legs and you don't call a foul and they end up going and score and one. That, man,
Bro.
my eye was twitching. I was so pissed off.
Gave you stigmatism, bro. That's
And,
how I knew. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
no,
Go
no,
ahead.
I was just gonna say it's just what the league is today, which pisses
Yeah.
me off even more. You know what I'm saying? Call the calls when they happen.
Yep.
These stars, they don't need you to help them be stars, man. Teams don't need you to help them get wins.
That's
If
true.
they win, they win. You know what I'm saying? But in that situation, call a goddamn call, ref.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
That's how I was looking at it. Because sometimes it's easy to be biased, when it's your team, right? Your eye kind of can play little tricks on you. But I just kind of reversed it and just flipped it like you said. I said, what if we had the ball, right? And Asar turned it over and gave it and turned it over to DiVincenzo. And then Asar runs into his legs and they call nothing. And then Cade picks it up and he gets it to Ivy and Ivy finishes over Hardenstein. Like, we're like, we just got away with murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we would look at it. Like, they didn't call that. The ref was right there. They didn't call that. We got away. Like, we would be baffled that we would know we got away with one. That's how I knew that play in itself was just ridiculous and not being called. Because you put it the shooting of the foot, you're looking at you like, how did we get away with this call?
Well, you got sports shows bringing it up, man. It's atrocious.
Right.
Like I said, at the end of the day, we the Pistons, right? So a
Yeah.
lot of analysts, they ain't trying to talk about no doggone Pistons, but
Facts.
that was so atrocious that you see sports shows bringing it up as a topic, bro.
Yeah.
Two
Yeah.
games back to back. Your officiating crew failed at the very end of the game, the most pivotal part of the game. Your officiating, they failed.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? It's like, man,
You know
I
what's
get it.
encouraging? I'm going to cut you off, but you know what's encouraging throughout all this is
Mm.
that they still came back the very next game and won in a row. Like they're still playing the same way. They're not getting down. Like you said, they should have won possibly both of those games and be on 3-game winning streak. They're like, okay, the refs did this, fine, move on. Next game. They're showing the ability to be able to move on and not get down, to be able to get that win on the road like that. That's what I took away from that. Just a little side, because that's what I noticed yesterday.
Yeah, had to give us a gift in beating Chicago. First of all, beating Chicago, and then second of all, beating them in Chicago.
In Chicago.
This don't happen too often for us Pistons
Facts.
fans. So for some
Facts.
reason, man, especially when Vucevic is playing and healthy, for some reason we just can't seem to beat Chicago. Well, we just beat Chicago. A full roster Chicago.
Yeah.
And that was big time for me, man.
Yeah.
We beat the Bulls. That's symbolizes all the growth that's going on right now.
Mhm.
Because the Pistons team that we had at the first part of the season would have found every type of way to lose that game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Also, is displaying Cade's leadership lately. Definitely been showing a lot of leadership lately. Asar progressing as far as his confidence, knock down some timely shots.
Yeah,
always going to play D, but knock down some timely shots. So that's what you want to see, man. That's what you want to see with
absolutely.
the rest of the season.
No, you hit on some good points with that game. First of all, shout out to Andre Drummond. I know everybody's not a fan of Andre Drummond. I understand. I don't really understand why, but I respect why he didn't leave. He was traded, whatever. But he looked like he was in the best shape I've seen him in a long time.
Mhm.
They got him out there running in Chicago, and he looks engaged too. He looks like he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, especially when he plays us. Obviously, he wants to go with our big guy. I don't think
Yeah,
he was personal with Bags, or not with Bags, but with Wiseman. But I think he was just like, yeah, I'm better than you. That was what he was trying to prove.
yeah,
It looked like,
yeah.
and just go ahead.
His spots. I see Dre kind of give a couple of free cookies out there. You know,
Yeah,
to the young dogs. He's gonna be available this summer, Deuce. Gonna be
I wouldn't
available
be
this
opposed to
summer.
bringing him back. I would not
Yeah,
be opposed to bringing him back. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I mean, to have a guy like Duran to be able to have that would be great for Duran. I think more than anybody to have a guy like that who is pretty much you kind of looking in the mirror in the sense when it comes to physicality. So this is going to be a guy that's going to continuously, bang and and practice, get after it, look for that physicality. He don't really have that right now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that would be big for Duran to have that constant physicality, going up against him every day in practice.
well, you sure Wiseman couldn't give us that?
Did you watch the game last night, bruh?
Ah,
Bruh, he's just not a physical guy, man. We've talked about this to exhaustion, bro. He just doesn't. He tries, man. He just doesn't have that mentality to me to just want to go kill you every night. It's like he wants to just he wants. I think he wants to win, but I don't think he wants to kill you. I don't think he wants to take
he
your
wants
heart.
to be Kevin Durant. He
That's
wants
that's
to
what
be
you've always said.
That's what he wants to do.
That's what you've always said.
He don't want to bang down there on a box, man, against nobody. That's just not what he want to do. I, I
Yeah.
I faced that music a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So you want to
Yeah.
see everybody be successful, right? But at the same time, you just got to realize this just ain't gonna happen.
Right.
I don't think he's
Right.
ever going to take that step and become anywhere near physical as what we ask for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As fans, or what the team needs. Um, yeah, we
Yeah.
need a solid backup for Durham, man, and Dre would be the perfect fit if you
I
ask me.
think so. I think so. It's funny that somebody the other day said that basically Wiseman is Golden State's Darko. And I said, I don't think it's quite that bad.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that, but it's interesting. Two big guys, lefty, second pick, you know, it
yeah,
just didn't work out. So it happens, you know. But I'm definitely with you. I wouldn't mind having a guy like Andre Drummond on this team. That'd be a nice reunion. I think everybody wins in that scenario.
yeah,
He's now in a situation where he doesn't have to be the guy. He may not even be the starting lineup, like most likely, so he can just come back, play a role, settle in,
yeah,
and yeah, and just give us more off the bench what we get in the starting lineup.
yeah, for sure. Backup center.
Yeah, yeah. I want to talk about this. This has been a thorn in all of our sides. It seems like since Cade has been a Detroit Piston. And it seems like lately he's slowly but surely been getting more foul calls. It hasn't really been anything drastic, but it's been kind of gradual. But we've all seen the numbers. We had what Ashton had to talk. He was talking about it. He tweeted about it here. Just basically talking about with the numbers, just saying like, come on, bro, like how 56 points in 61 minutes last two games and zero free throw. That's an incredible stat. I don't know how you do that, but that's not easy to do. Especially he's getting hit in the head. He's going to the basket and getting just forearmed in the head and not getting the foul call. It's like he has to get fouled from three, hit on the elbow. You have to hear it, and he has to yell. This is to get a foul call. So it's like his point of view. It's like, what do I got to do? What am I missing? And so
I,
I think he. Go ahead.
I think officials have too much damn power in this league. Like, bro, call a goddamn foul. You know what I'm saying? Should nobody have to suck up and kiss your ass just to get you to call foul calls when somebody get fouled.
Right.
Period, bro. They have.
Right.
I said this earlier when I dropped the video. they have their hands in the pot too goddamn much in this league. And it's so obvious right now. It's not even funny, bro.
Yep.
It's like, especially we already know with the situation with all the gambling and everything, when Rasheed Wallace tried to tell us back then and we thought he was a conspiracy theorist. And then when it came out, we was like, oh my God.
Yeah. We
Today,
weren't tripping.
bro, right. It's like today, it's like, man, like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I seen Cade clap his hands so hard last game trying to get the ref to call him a foul. I thought
Right.
he was going to get a tech.
Yeah.
So I thought they was going to tech him up
Yeah.
for that. But
It
he got a
seemed like
point.
he didn't care if he was going to either. It's almost like
Right.
he wanted to get one to make a point.
It's sickening. You know what I'm saying? Sickening to watch because, you go into the rim, you get in contact, you getting fouled, you and one situations, constant and
Right.
one situations,
Yeah.
and you ignored it. You looking dead at him. You looking
Uh,
dead at him.
Unfortunately, I think he just needs to apply more pressure. I mean, like we always talk, and it's unfortunate, and that's one thing I really respect about him is that he is in the rarity, and is that he doesn't always cry. He doesn't always, you talk about Giannis and guys who are always crying. It seems like after every call, right? And so it's like he doesn't do that, but it kind of puts pressure on the referee, that uncomfortable feeling when you do that. Unfortunately, I think that may be something that he needs to do, is just to put more pressure, on the referees. Not just keep hooping like he's supposed to do. Unfortunately, I think that will kind of go a long way in helping him, because he's doing everything else. He's a physical guy.
Like I said, just like you just said, physical guy, went over the summer, bulked up, got himself prepared to take more contact to
Yeah,
try to help his situation to get foul calls, and they still don't want to give him foul calls.
and they still don't want to give him to him.
Yeah, that's
Right.
infuriating, man. That's it's very, very annoying to watch, as from a fan perspective. Whether it's Cade or anybody in this league, bro, call the damn call. Period,
Yeah.
man. Period.
It doesn't help that we had been talking about having possibly the worst record in the league. That shouldn't be something that is included in the criteria for getting calls, but unfortunately it is. And it doesn't help that it's Detroit either. There's a lot of things working against us. Detroit was everybody, by the way, but I think our record as well is kind of like, come on, guys, what do you want from me? I think that's really how they may feel,
Yeah.
and it's wrong. You got to call it how you see it, but it will eventually come as we continue to get better. We continue to win. You'll garner that respect. It'll happen when it's supposed to. I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. So I thought we might have a little fun with this one. Um, there have been quite a few different possibilities and pretty much starting fives that I've seen. And I kind of wanted to get your thoughts on. I mean, the backcourt is pretty much solidified. Cade and Jaden is going to be the backcourt. But that front court, outside of JD, we know Duran's going to be the five. But the four and the three, when it comes to Asar, Fontecchio, and Stu, who do you see in that 3-4 spot?
Man, I'm gonna get some hate for saying this.
Uh-oh.
Um, I would have to go with Fontecchio, and I just have to go with Stu because you paid him. You paid him, man. And yeah, Asar, we know what Asar is, right? It's hard to keep him off the floor, but I'd rather see Asar be played in situational basketball. You know what I'm saying? When we got the right matchup or whatever it is. But for right now, for the moment, you pay Stu, start him. Start him. He's able to knock down threes. That's what we asked of him. He's able to, do some things in the post. I will have to go with Stu. I'm sorry. That's just where I'm at. But Fontecchio, man, able to knock down shots. He does at least try on defense. He ain't great, but he
Yeah,
tries.
oh no, he's solid.
Yeah, he's solid. He
Yeah.
tries. So, and like I said, I don't know. I just like what I saw when I seen that lineup out there. So that's just me.
Gotcha. I think for me, so it sounds like in your mind, there's no world where Fontecchio is not starting, right?
Not at the moment
It's either
because
Stu or Sar for
you
you.
got rid of Boyan. I need something that's at least close to it as far as stretching the floor. You don't want to be out there clunky like we've been. So
Right.
you got to have some floor spacing out there.
Yeah. So that's a good point. So I kind of broke it down in like both scenarios. I kind of went a different direction. So if Fontecchio starts, right, then in my mind, I would have Stu as the backup five. In my mind, Asar, I kind of have to start Asar because I'm like, here's a guy that he gives you so much on the defensive end, and we know right now that his three ball is lacking. I think he's shooting like 15%. Um, if he can knock down those open threes, I feel like he has to start because of what he gives you defensively. He can be the true 3 and D guy if he can knock down that shot. And we saw Cade giving him that confidence. This is why Cade went number one. The leadership part of it. Cade is instilling Cade knows how important Asar is to this team defensively. He understands that. So he's like, but we need to have you on the floor. You got to be a plus player on the floor. 13% from three is not plus on the floor. Just knock down the. It's that Cade is empowering him. It was a few plays off the pick and roll where Cade went right to him multiple times. He's empowering him, confidence, and Ashar knocked down the dagger. I think in my mind, Asar has to start. For me, it's between Fontecchio and Stu. And initially, I was thinking Fontecchio, but I was listening to Cade's his post game yesterday, and he was just talking about how he just keeps them in order defensively. He's calling things out. He's talking, right? He's the backbone defensively. He's a great communicator defensively. He's an enforcer. He brings that physicality. So I'm like, okay, all right. So it's tough for me. I wanted to say Fontecchio with Asar, but I'm probably gonna go the direction you were saying. But I'm going Asar and Stu, and then I'm bringing Fontecchio off the bench to
Off the
be
bench.
my Corliss Williamson type of impact guy off the bench in the 6 man type of role.
My only thing to, the reason why I went the way I went is simply because he's not yet knocking down that shot consistently. You know what I'm saying? So if he was doing that consistently, you would have no arguments for me. But he's not yet. And then that leaves you in a situation where you got Asar on the court, you got Jalen Duren on the court, who are both not able to stretch the basketball. You know what I'm saying? They're not able to stretch the court.
Mhm.
They're not going to consistently knock down threes right now at this point in his career. And that's fine for Asar. He's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Next season, oh, yes, he needs to be in the starting lineup. In some way, shape, or form, he needs to be in the starting lineup. But right now, at this moment, I can't start him. I just can't do it because it's not consistent enough.
So here's my thing. I feel you on that. If we were pushing for the playoffs, I would 100% agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
We know long term Asar is going to be that guy at the three. At least I feel that way. Get him the reps. Who cares? I don't care if he airballing them things. I don't care if he clank. I want
I
him
mean,
to
but
get
that's
reps with these guys that he's going to be playing with long term. We're not playing for nothing.
right. But that's
You know what I'm
starting.
saying?
I get it. That's starting though. But at the same time, you still can get a nice amount of minutes not starting. Yeah, I think we get tied up a little bit too much on who's starting the game. You can get guys out early enough and bring guys in at a certain point to where he is still getting some reps with the starters, but he's still getting some reps with the second unit, which is fine. But he's a rookie.
Yeah, yeah.
Saying he's a rookie, so
I
it's
I
like,
feel it. I think I'm putting it like you're right. What you're saying is right. I'm just putting a premium on these our five guys just getting as much consistency as because even it's different when you go from the bench to a starting role. Even that part is different. You go from warming up and then you on the court and now you're about to, tip off to warming up and now you're going to the bench and now you got to get warm again when you get up. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get them as many reps as possible doing it the same way because I do feel these five can be the five. You know what I'm saying? So I understand what you're saying. Like you're probably like let him work his way into it, and I'm like just throw him to the wolves. That's pretty much the difference. And I don't think there's a wrong answer. But I think yeah, I'm not mad at either one of those five. I'm not mad at either one of them.
yeah, I get it. I totally agree with that, man. Like I said, that's what this part of the season is for anyway.
Yeah,
Letting them get reps, more reps, 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 reps. That's what this is.
exactly. Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not sure what we missed. But go
We
again.
always gonna miss something. Even if we didn't miss it, we gonna miss something. I just seen every single one of your comments, young lady.
Let me see what you're talking about. For this young core, I want the core playing together so we know how they gel. Same reason I think Monty's doing the dumb all bench lineups. They want this. Okay, so that actually is interesting. Maybe that explains why we've seen these very interesting all five bench lineups because we want to see how the starters look. That's interesting.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I wouldn't be if we're doing that for that reason. Okay, all right.
Mhm.
But next season I want to see these guys looking like they got a lot more chemistry. That's for sure.
Yeah, right.
You know. But yeah. All right, cool, cool. Appreciate y'all, man. King Tone, what up, bro? What's good, man? Let's see what else we got. What's after this? Okay, so this is interesting. This is interesting. There is no right or wrong answer here. There is no right or wrong answer here. Um, but I'm going to let King say what he thinks first.
I mean, I think the answer is obvious. It's number two. Um, you just look at the numbers. And
Yeah,
once these games continue to keep translating into wins, especially next season, um, yeah, most definitely, easy. Cade will be in that all-star situation, man. Simply because like what he offers, it's not just points, it's rebounds and assists too. It's
yeah,
leadership is everything. I just wish the league would realize that.
yep.
But
I agree.
I mean, I think that's obvious, man. I think it's gonna be Kate. That's the obvious answer. But if I'm going right behind him, I'll probably go with who you probably about to maybe say. Maybe say.
Yeah, okay, so that's interesting. I do personally think it's going to be Cade
Hmm.
for sure. I think what we're seeing, like, I just want to throw this up here. This is what he's been doing his last few games. He's really been doing this thing. 29 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6 assists, half a steal, half a block. So he's really balling right now. I think this is probably one of the best stretches he's had
Hmm.
since he's been a Piston because he's healthy.
Yeah.
He's healthy and he's getting the reps in. You see, his game is just looking more and more smoother and smoother. He's getting right to his spot. He's putting it up. He's not thinking about it. His timing is getting better. His leadership is there. He's talking to guys. Like he just seems to be in sync with his game right now. He's finally getting that rhythm back. And I feel like he is starting. He knows it now. I think he knows that. Yeah, okay, I'm back now. It seems
Yeah.
like he's getting to that point. So I think it's
He,
gonna be him.
he's also cleaned up one of my only discrepancies I had with the kid. You know what I mean? And that's the
Yeah,
turnovers. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I've been definitely happy with that situation, man, because you can't have 5, 6 turnovers a game with the ball in your hands. And I've been
yeah.
seeing games where he's been well below that. So the game is definitely slowing down for him. And he's making some better decisions out there. So that's definitely that's something that I was looking for. I'm glad to see that. Yeah. You muted yourself.
You got me?
Yeah.
Okay. Saying, yeah, he just seems to be in full command right now with what he wants to do. And I think as far as the turnover you talked about, I think a big part of that too is the ball is hopping, the ball is moving, it's not sticking. It is not sticking to one individual play. You see guys cutting, you guys moving, DHOs, pick
Chemistry.
and roll. That's what I like to see. Chemistry, right, right. So
Hmm.
when the offense is unpredictable like that, it's going to be less eyes on one individual guy. So I think that along with the shooting is giving him more space. So they're finally is getting to a point now where scheme wise and now roster wise is making the game a little bit easier for him. So I'm with you. The other guy I was gonna say was JB. That may be
Yeah.
surprising, but that
Yeah.
was okay. Yeah, that was just because I'm looking at the offensive landscape as far as big guys. You got you got Giannis and you got Embiid. After that, I don't see a lot of guys who are better than him. I don't think Evan Mobley's better than him. I don't think Jerry Allen's better than him. I don't see a lot of guys in the Eastern Conference who are better than him. So I think he can make a push. Bam Adebayo, maybe. He could challenge for that next season. But I
Yeah.
think he has a shot just because of what he brings. He's a double machine. You know what I mean? His role is defined as to who he is and what he does. And I think it's not a lot of guys in the East that do that. So I think he's got a shot.
Another thing with Durant lately is I've been noticing him. He's trying to add things to his game. I just seen him do a couple of post moves. Um, that's something I want him to work on all summer.
Mm-hmm.
Do post moves, man. You quick enough. You even handed as a big, which is that alone right there can help you out. So, like I said, with him, I mean, you got the strength already. Take care of your body, work on your conditioning, but get down there and work on some of them post moves, man, to where you can be more crafty around the rim. You already know how to find your teammates, but just adding little stuff to his game, seeing him trying things out there. I've been noticing that lately, and that's big. That's big for him because don't expand your game. Don't limit your game. Expand your game. See what you can do out there. And in this type of season, on this type of roster, is the perfect opportunity to do that. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? So he's taking advantage of that. That's good to watch.
Yep. Defensively, he does need some work. He's still raw.
Yeah.
And some of it, if we're being real, is effort. I've seen him sometimes at effort. It just needs to be. That's why a guy like Ben Wallace being around that locker room is what I hope is happening and will continue to happen going forward, because that's the guy you need to be around if you're worried about somebody's motor. I'm not worried about his motor per se. I think he's just young. I think he's just young, and he needs to learn. You can't take plays off. I know for him, a lot of it at the time is frustrating because of the losing streak. Because of the losing, and
Right.
he gets a little bit deflated. I see it. I see the why behind it. It's not like he's just lazy, but I see it. It's like So I just think he needs to kind of shore that up mentally, and then just continue to work. He's only what 20, 19, 20, 20. So
Right.
young kid, man, young kid.
All right, man. So we got some interesting topics coming up, man. Listen, we're gonna take a quick break in between time. Let ourselves stretch, get ourselves some water, fix our mics, whatever we got to do. And we'll be right back, man.
Wow, black owned shoe store. Culture. My culture though. You see what they talking about in here. What's up, little dog? You good? Y'all got something here for me? I'm talking about exclusive. They got all the dunks. How many dunks they got? Something like these. Y'all got a little vibe in here. They buying shoes, selling shoes, it feels like the culture. They dunking on people. Oh, they doing TikTok. They looking out for the kids. Oh, man, this is great, man. Oh, they got all different races working here. It just really feels like culture. You're looking for a black-owned shoe store to get some real drip at? Come up here to Culture Detroit, man. That's what the streets been missing. Welcome home, fam.
All right, so we got two final topics, and I'm going to go ahead and go with this one first because the last one I think is going to be a doozy. So finishing out the season, right? Pistons record alert. How is the record looking for the remainder of the season? Will we finish with that worst record situation? How are we looking? How is the competition looking? What teams are we facing? That's what we're looking at. So, Deuce, what do you think, man?
Okay, so first, in regards to the record, I want to kind of put this up here so we can kind of take a look and see where we are record-wise. So this has been a crazy season for us as Pistons fans with the losing streak. But the crazy part about this is that we are now tied for the worst record. We're not even alone at the bottom anymore. We're now tied with the Washington Wizards. So we have a chance to end up with not even the worst record in the midst of a historically bad losing streak. If there's anything we can pull from this season, I would say that would be it. Got to kind of take what you can get, but we have a chance, and I think we will not finish with the worst record because just looking at the strength of schedule, we actually are in decent shape. So if you look here, you can see San Antonio, they have the one of the toughest. But right here, we're here, 50% strength of schedule, and then Washington has a 49%. So we're pretty much have the same strength of schedule. So we're a better team. We're a better team than Washington. We are on a trajectory that is on the incline. I'm not sure what they're doing over there. So we have a better team. We got better players, and we're hitting our stride. We're our post All-Star stride, like we talked about. We thought would happen. It's happening now. We see guys are getting better. We're gonna win more games than they are. So we're not even gonna end up with the worst record in the league. We may even end up with a better record than the Spurs, who I think are a game and a half ahead of us. So I don't think we're not, as far as us, the historic record, that's out of the question for this point. We need to win one more game and we're good. For now, it's like, okay, where are we going to be as far as the season is concerned? But we're okay as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, most definitely. Totally agree. Yeah, if you can't tell that this team has been on an uptick for the last several weeks, I don't know what the hell you've been watching. You know, we had a break, you know what I'm saying, recently, but still, even though we weren't winning those games, I still seen this team moving forward. And right now we're at the team where we're getting ready to tip over that mountain and start winning these games. Like I said earlier in this this pod, man, we should be on the 3-game winning streak right now. We should be on the 3-game winning streak right now.
Yeah.
And that's no question. So I definitely see the Pistons picking up some victories when you take a look at that schedule. Hopefully everyone can stay fairly healthy, man, and we can keep these guys on the court together so they continue to build chemistry, because that's what we've been seeing lately. Like, guys get used to each other, man, and take it from there, go from there, and I think we'll be just fine.
And one thing that I'm like, that's why a few streams ago we talked about this as far as what our goals were for the season, and that's why one of mine were to finish with a better record than the Spurs. Because Cade, Cade's been getting so much, and you know how it goes when you're the face of a team. It's going to be this way, good and bad, right? He's got so much criticism about how he is not what he thought he was going to be, and look at our record and this and that, right? And then you look at a team like the Spurs, who have a generational type player in Victor Wembanyama, and they are a game and a half better than we are, and they have arguably the best coach in the history of the game coaching him, and they can't pull away from us. It just goes to show you that you need a team. Doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter who your coach is. You need a team to win games. So I think people are starting to see that now. Okay, it's never on any one individual person when it's like that, but it wasn't his fault. You got to put the proper pieces around your franchise guy in order to be successful. Doesn't matter who you are.
That's just what it is, man. All right, man. Yeah. So here we go. This topic, and I want you guys in the comment section to be live. I need some comment. I need guys feedback.
Yeah. This is gonna be fun.
All right.
By the way, this is just for fun, right? Like I feel like there is no wrong answer here. If you rock the bad boys, say best team ever, cool. Going to work team, cool. Like this is just, we're gonna have a little fun with this because I think it's very close. I think it's very, very close. But I wanted to get your thoughts and everybody else's thoughts. Just a little preface for that. Go ahead.
All right. Bad boys versus go to work Pistons. Do you hear echo? Do you guys hear echo? Before I keep going.
Say something.
Yeah, okay, it's gone. So, all right. Okay. Now, bad boy versus the go to work Pistons. Who's winning that fight?
I'm seeing a lot of I'm actually surprised. Let's see. We got a lot. Okay, going to work. Bad boys, going to work. Bad boys. Restore Pistons. That's funny.
All right, so
yeah,
I don't want to be the grumpy old man, right? I told y'all I'm at me and Deuce are at a very special age when it comes to NBA basketball. We've had an opportunity to live through several eras, right? Okay, let's talk some matchups, Deuce. First and foremost, we'll start with the number one position.
Wait, real quick.
Go ahead.
Are we going 89 Pistons or 90 Pistons? Which team?
Bro, I don't even think it even matter.
You don't think it matter?
Mm-mm.
I think it does, but go ahead. Okay, just pick one.
Okay, first of all, let's pick a squad. Who's your squad?
Okay, so I'm gonna go 89 roster right here. Okay, so yeah, I think that's okay, because it's basically like Mahorn, or it's because Mahorn wasn't there in 90. He wasn't there for that one. He was there for the first one. So it really just depends on who you're thinking about. So I'm gonna go with 89. Based off of this, bro. Okay, so because look, Mark Aguirre, first round overall pick. We know what he was with the Mavs. Great player. You got Joe D. You got James Edwards. Shout out to James. Benny Johnson, Microwave, Bill Embiid, Mahorn, Rodman, Sally, and Zeke. So that, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-man rotation, basically. Everybody else pretty much didn't play, for being honest. Okay? And I'm talking playoffs, because I'm talking they played in the series. So Adrian Dantley by this point was gone. He wasn't here by this point. He was gone. He was traded. So this is who you have. So who's your starting five? Right, off of these guys.
Obviously you got Isaiah and Joe, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to have Dantley because he's just bro.
He was gone though. He was gone.
He was gone. Oh no, this is the 89 squad.
Yeah, he was traded mid-season.
I don't start Vinny. I don't care. I would start Vinny.
Who's gonna be your guard off the bench?
Listen, man.
You ain't got no guards off the bench.
Listen,
you got
man.
Joe D, Zeke, and Vinny.
I'm not really too concerned with who's coming off the bench. That starting five would be so significant.
Okay. So Isaiah, Joe D, and Vinny. Then who you going?
And then you got your two bigs, man. You got Bill and you got Rodman.
Okay, so you got Bill. Okay,
I'm thinking matchup right now. Why I'm saying that, because of course Rodman got to be the guy to go up against Ben.
Right.
He probably the only one that can frustrate Ben and probably get Ben to get attacked. It's Rodman.
Right. Yeah.
So going pound for pound for rebounds. That's why I said I wanted to go matchup as far as those top five positions, because.
So let's do it. Yeah. So let's just take that five that you just mentioned, and we'll take that five and go against the 0-4-5. Right? So you got Chauncey, you got Rip, you got Tayshaun, you got Ben, and you got Sheed. Right? So let's just start there. Chauncey versus Zeke.
Zeke will kill Chauncey.
Yes, he will.
It's not even a question.
Not even a debate.
Isaiah Thomas does not get enough damn respect in this league for how out fucking cold he was. And I meant every word, every cuss word I just said, I meant that.
Yeah.
No apologies. Zeke will kill Chauncey.
Yeah. The only way Chauncey could make it look somewhat respectable is if he tried to put him in the post. That's the only way he would have any advantage.
I'm not even sure he can be successful at that, man, because Zeke.
I mean, he was strong.
Yeah,
he was strong, bro. He was strong. So okay. So Chauncey's not winning. I love Chauncey, love you, bro, but you're not winning that one. So Zeke is winning that matchup. Okay, Joe D or Rick.
This is where it gets tricky.
This is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets interesting.
We talk about a guy in Dumars who had to defend the OG of Rip's gang. He had to defend Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He had to defend Michael Jordan. We were talking about somebody who Jordan actually respects on this team. You know what I'm saying? Right. He always respected Joe Dumars.
Always.
So, I mean, Rip, run around screens all game long. I get it, man. But Joe D's he's prepared for that. But then you're going to have to deal with Joe D. And Rip, on the defensive side of the ball, I don't know if he's ready for that.
Well, he's long enough, because
he's long enough. He is,
and that's gonna be tough because Rip is regarded as having the best conditioning, had the best conditioning in the league. We saw Kobe huffing and puffing in the finals when Rip was walking around fine. Kobe at the line. So I'm just saying that's something that will have to be factored in. Is Rip is gonna run you to death.
See, this is
sure.
This is what I was waiting on. This is the youth of the comment section.
Okay.
Yes, he would chase the heck out of Rip around because he chased Reggie Miller. You know what I'm saying? And there will be no Rip style without Reggie Miller.
Right. And we're talking a young Joe D too. So a young Joe D would, yeah. That's true.
And first of all, we have to and see that this is where it gets interesting because which era are we gonna play them in?
I know. I was thinking that too.
Because
this is how I would do it.
Yeah.
This is how I would do it. 7-game series, right? I'm looking at the 89. We're going 89 versus 04. Right? It's the best way I could come up with it. Who had the best record in between the 89 versus the 04? I think the 89 team had a better record. The 04 team had a 54-28 record. I believe the 89 team was 56, maybe even more, maybe 60. It had 61 season. So based off of the regular season record, I'm giving home court advantage, home referee advantage to the 89 team. So they play game 7 their way. That's kind of how I did it based off of the record for that season. So that's something. So they will have 4 games at home, and going to work will have 3 games at home. So keep that in mind too. That's just my way of coming up with something, a measurement. So next matchup. So we got. So who do we say? I think that's a wash, to be honest. I would probably give a slight edge to Joe D because he was a monster. And I'm going Joe D. I think
a lot of people take his politeness for weakness. I think that's what it is. A lot of people think it's politeness for weakness. Yeah,
Joe D. I'm going Joe D because Joe D. Let me ask you this: if the Pistons would have beat the Spurs year 2, Chauncey probably would have won MVP again, right?
Right.
Joe D won one of those 2 MVPs. You got to consider that too. So I would probably go Joe D. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tayshaun versus Mark Aguirre. I got my answer.
I'm going with Tayshaun.
Me too.
I'm going with Tayshaun. Tayshaun was just too versatile, bro, and don't get enough credit. He don't get enough credit for what he did. I mean, we all see the block rewinded all the time, but we don't see him defending Tracy McGrady, Kobe Bryant, all of these guys in this league that were absolutely unstoppable. Tayshaun had to defend them guys and did a damn good job at doing it.
Yep.
Also offered you a guy cutting on screens for alley-oops and everything else, can knock down shots. I mean, I'm going with Tayshaun. That's just me.
I agree. He's especially for what that team needed. He was the connector for everything else that was lacking on that team. He provided it, whether it was mentally or physically. Right? He was just that guy. He was just the spine for that team defensively, and he was versatile. His offensive package was very underrated because they had enough guys on that team who were gifted offensively. Go look up his college tape. He had 5 threes in a row to start the game, and the 5th one was from half court. Go look it up. Tayshaun Prince, college, 5 threes in a row. You'll be surprised. So yeah, I'm with you. I think Tayshaun and defensively he can guard pretty much anybody. In the pinch if you need him to. So
hold on, let me just make a quick comment to this one. Listen, don't let the eras fool you because just because the TV and the camera wasn't as fast as you think back then, don't think Reggie Miller was some type of slouch.
No,
young Reggie Miller could move. I think you watching the clip of the older Reggie Miller. Young Reggie Miller could move.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you think he may have been a little bit faster, let's not get it twisted. As great of a shooter as Rick was, Reggie was better.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, come on, man.
And quicker.
And quicker. Yes. So yeah, he may have been a touch faster. Yeah, I would agree. At some in the primes, there was a point where I feel like Rip was the fastest player in the league. Period. Just from end to end. So he probably was a little bit faster, but Reggie was still a better shooter. So that cancels out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Mark Aguirre was no slouch. He was no slouch. He went
No, he
number one
wasn't
for a
slouch,
reason.
man. But like I said, look who Tayshaun defended in this league.
Right. Right.
You know, so he ain't gonna be just dropping 30 on Tayshaun. That's not gonna happen.
Right. No, that's not gonna happen at all. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we got so that's 2-1 for the bad boys.
This is where the scale tips for me. It starts to go the other way.
Okay, so 4. It starts to go the other way. So 4. Now you got Rasheed, right? Who is your 4 from the 8-19?
It was Rodman and Bill. I don't care
Right.
which one of them bigs you put. Rasheed gonna tear their ass up, man.
So let's just do it like this. Rasheed is guarding Lambeer, and Ben is guarding Rodman. That's because Ben and Rodman, they're gonna be doing the Spider-Man meme, right? You know, they're gonna cancel each other out. I think in large part. I think Ben will be able to out physical him because he's stronger, but I think Dennis was a little bit more wiry and bendy that he could have also given Ben some problems too. That's an
interesting matchup because
that's a tough one, man.
Ben, I'm gonna give Ben the edge, me personally.
Okay,
because
start there. Yeah,
his athleticism. Ben was more athletic than a lot of people, you know, really think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of those alley-oop situations and everything else. But his strength, we talking about a guy who went up one-on-one with Shaq. One-on-one with Shaq. Right. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at, this is why I said the scale tips for me. You have to look at the competition. Even when you look at Rasheed Wallace, this man was on the West Coast going to All-Star games against the top teams in the league.
Right.
And he didn't have the roster, you know what I'm saying? That was, like I said, when it comes to Rasheed Wallace, bro, and Bill Lambier, it's not even a question to me. It's Rasheed. You cannot stop Rasheed Wallace.
You can't,
You cannot stop him.
Nope.
But when you factor him and Ben together, you give Rasheed Wallace a defensive factor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just different. You know, I seen Rasheed Wallace go from here to here when he started playing with Ben Wallace.
Yeah.
So those two together are murder. They are murder, man. And I just can't see Bill Lambier and Rodman dealing with that duo, bro.
No, they can't. They can't. They're not big enough. I mean, Rodman was 6'7", right? He played bigger. Ben was about 6'7", 6'8", too. And then I think Bill was 7 feet. I think he was 7 even. And Sheed is 6'11". So, yeah, I think Sheed is a better version of Ben, or of Bill. He's just a more talented version. He can stretch the floor. He can put the ball in the post. He can do everything. But having been there, those two guys, I think they would have just been a little bit overwhelmed. A little bit too much talent and too much size. So, okay. So what is that? Okay. So let's. Somebody asked another question about the benches. Now, everybody, I kept seeing everybody saying, because this post went crazy. Shout out to everybody who was on there. Everybody's talking about the 04 bench not being as good as the bad boy bench, and I don't see it that way.
Really?
I don't see it that way. Yeah. I felt like the 04 bench was better.
Yeah, I do too. Like that's what I said. Who said that? That's crazy. I do too.
A lot of people were saying that. So like, if you look here, I don't really see. Okay, so here's the bench for the 89 roster, right? And here, I don't know, man. I don't like. They don't get it twisted. They have James Edwards, because you not even starting him. You got Vinny, you got Mahorn, you got Sally. So you got some guys, right? But you don't really have a guard. You only have a lot of guard play. That's kind of what I'm looking at. You got size, but the guard play for me is lacking. So I compare that to the 04 roster, and you got Elton Campbell for James Edwards.
I don't know,
Lindsey
man.
Hunter.
I'm gonna go
Mike
with
James. Okur.
I'm going with that.
Corliss, man, I'm taking this bench, bro.
I'm going bad boys
all day.
I'm still going bad boys.
I'm taking. Okay, so tell me why. Why are you taking the Bad Boys bench over the 04 bench? I think to me, it's not close.
To me,
04 bench was too deep.
You got to think about it, man. What those benches was up against, you know what I'm saying, in 89. Like it's not like they were just some type of wash, you know, when the starter sat down. No.
Yeah.
We talk about Sally and Vinnie Johnson and you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
I take my odds, bro. Like if I can put Lindsey and Mike James on Vinny. I can let them take turns.
Yeah, you got the tools.
Yeah, they can take turns. We're deep. We got fresh legs.
This is difficult.
You see what I'm saying? Like, and you got corners getting buckets. Okur, he was kind of a Bill Laimbeer type. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man, and throw in Darvin Ham for good measure. You know?
Yeah, dog. That's that
04 bench, man.
I don't know. Even with the people, I still don't know if you're gonna be able to stop Vinnie Johnson, bro. Nobody could stop Vinnie Johnson.
I'm not mad at that. But if there's one guy who won't want to guard it, it's Lindsey Hunter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And Vinnie was strong, man.
He was.
Vinnie was a strong player.
He was a tank. Yeah.
So it ain't like Lindsey out there checking Carlos Arroyo or somebody. Vinny was strong.
Yeah, he was tough. I think he was 6'3". He reminds me a lot of Chauncey, the way he's built.
Yeah. And the way he shot also was difficult to deal with, man, because he'll stop and raise so fast, it's kind of hard to defend it.
Yeah. Remember that shot for Jerome Kersey to win it?
Man, boy, I remember sitting in the living room, my pops running around the living room talking about the microwave, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he was tough. You're right. Yeah, neither one of them guys will probably be able to guard him. But if he's taking more shots to get those points, I'm okay with that. But he gonna get his buckets. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That's what I mean. Like, this is such a tough man. There's so many different matchups, man. I know, Marvin.
We got to give some respect where respect is due. Both had awesome coaches. Both coaches preached the same thing.
Let's talk about it.
But I've never seen a team defend and hold teams to lower scores than the 04 Pistons.
Yeah.
So that's my thing, bro. I mean, we talking about teams out here scoring 65.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that defense was tough. It was some tough defense, man. Yeah. We talking about an era where, they kind of opened up the league just a smidget. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, that to me is, I don't know, man. That's the difference.
The defense. Yeah, you're talking about a team that I think it was double-digit games where they held them under 70 points. The team that broke it was New Jersey. Mm-hmm. We had just gotten. She was fresh on that team. Everybody was on the bench. They had 69, and Aaron Williams. I don't know if you remember Aaron Williams, light-skinned big dude for the New Jersey Nets, got a tip in at the buzzer to give him 71, and the Nets are celebrating, bro. They're getting blew out.
Yeah,
they got blew out, and they're celebrating because they broke the streak for being able to score more than 70 points.
Yeah,
just that alone shows you how crazy that defense was, bro. It was insane. They were on a string, and they all played for each other. They all knew. We can do something, man, and it just worked. It just worked.
Now let's tip the scale a little bit more and bring the Bad Boys back up here.
For sure.
The Pistons in 04, they had some tough opponents. New Jersey, you know what I'm saying? We all know that series. Indiana, we had some tough opponents. But bro, they wasn't the Lakers. They wasn't the Celtics.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Of the Bad Boys era. You talking about regulars and finals, you know what I'm saying? So, before that's Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan's the young pup. I'm talking about before.
He was a little bit later.
Yeah, we was kicking people ass, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But yeah, competition. Like, come on, bro. It's not close.
Yeah. I mean, there was no Kareem. There was no Phantom Five.
How many Hall of Famers is coming off those teams in 04 compared to the 89? You know what I'm saying?
So you look, let's talk about it. So, like, because in 04, you're right. You look at let's start with big men that they had to deal with, just getting to the finals. You had Kenyon Martin, Jermaine O'Neal,
Jermaine
dog,
O'Neal. Yeah.
dog. You know,
I ain't want no parts of Ben and Rasheed, but dog.
I don't know about that, bro. I mean, you know how I feel about Indiana. I'm not an Indiana fan, but
Yeah.
he and them got under our skin. I saw it.
They
But anyway,
did. I would say more Artest, you know, and Jackson and those guys did more than O'Neal did. I felt like O'Neal, compared to what O'Neal was doing as far as his offensive numbers and everything else, I just felt like he wasn't giving everything he had against Ben and Rasheed when they matched up.
I felt like he did. I just felt the two of them were just better.
Yeah.
Because the other big was not Scott Pollard, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like with O'Neal, I felt like he was a smidge better offensively than she, in like not quite as good defensively as Ben defensively. Like he was kind of a combination of both of those guys. Now he was just tough to deal with, man. Like straight up, he would be tough to deal with for Ben. I remember those games, man. Like Ben would, of course, keep him on his average, but he was a load.
Right.
So that's the one guy who I would say, in defense of the Pistons in 04, they had to go up against. He was tough. But outside of that, somebody said Tom McCullough. Yeah, it wasn't really a lot of guys in the Eastern Conference who was doing much. Even, I mean, especially big. You had old Mutombo. You know what I'm saying?
Rick Smith.
Rick Smits.
Yeah.
AC Green was 89. I'm dead. Come on, Marvin. Chill, bro. Chill. I did too. That's what I'm saying. First month. They were tough, man. They were tough. But your point is well taken, King. The competition, because even the guards in 04, you had Iverson, right? Prime J Kidd was something to deal with for sure. Chauncey held his own, but he was something to deal with.
Yeah.
Who else? Gilbert Arenas was around there, but it wasn't really a lot of guys during that time. So yeah, I'm with you. The competition was definitely much tougher.
Yeah.
For the bad boys, for sure. Between that 86, between the Celtics, and that's tough. That's tough. And the Lakers, Philly, yeah. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the last thing I want to talk about too is Chuck Daly and Larry Brown. Who do you have in that situation?
Hey man, God dog, I'm taking Daddy Smooth, man.
Taking Chuck.
Yeah.
Okay, now why is that?
Simply because he did it longer. And he won more.
Okay.
Maybe it's still some ill will because Larry Brown dipped on us like a bad whore.
Let me ask you a question. If we win, and if the score is 81-74, Game 7, 2005 finals in our favor instead of against us, does that change your mind at all? Was it the fact that we didn't get 2? We didn't repeat the repeat. Is that a big part of it?
But see, I would have to topple that. I would say, okay, yeah, that'll be 2-2. But then I would have to topple that and say, if the NBA officials didn't cheat and give Kareem that goddamn foul call,
phantom foul.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. We got 3 championships.
88-90. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like you could, yeah, that's true. I mean, it's a lot of what ifs. I mean, Pistons could have won 4, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They could have won 4 in a row. 87 was the Seal by Bird series. When they were up 3-2. They were about to win that series.
Daddy Rich.
Yeah. And then 88 was, like you said, the phantom foul along with the sprained ankle.
Yeah, right.
Along with Adrian Dantley and Benny Johnson colliding and hitting, knocking each other out.
Let's just talk about this. Adrian Dantley is a crazy dude, bro. Did you see, for instance, when we watched the Bad Boys documentary, did you see this dude looking around? bro, who coming after
Parent,
you?
why? Hey, I felt like Kanye, bro. I was like, why are you so paranoid?
Bro, like these dudes gonna run up and steal
Yeah.
on you or something, man. Them fights and practice must have really traumatized them or something.
I think it was his upbringing because he's kind of always been that way. Like somebody is out to get him.
Yeah.
Is out, you know what I'm saying? He could hoop though. He could hoop. He was a black hole on offense, but he could hoop. But yeah, that's a good point, man. You said Danny need everyone for the ball. I know. Yeah, Chuck, exactly. Yep, exactly. That was tough. So yeah, we could have had 4. So okay, so who's your pick after all things considered? 7-game series. Who you taking? Bad boys going to work.
This team here. The Bad Boys.
Bad boys.
I'm going with the Bad Boys.
Okay. I'm not mad at it.
They're the Bad Boys. I always go with the Sensei. The Sensei did it first. The Sensei was the first dominant Pistons team that we had. You know what I'm saying? They were the first. They were the master. Yeah. And then the 04 copy came. And hopefully we can get a third copy one day. Well, you can't play defense in this league, so hopefully we can get something like it.
Something,
one day.
As close as you can.
Yeah, this era is all about hugs and sharing and everything else.
And what?
No.
Can't do nothing, bro. For real. It's insane. Oh, Marvin, why are you doing this to me, bro?
Shut up, Marvin.
Man, bro, Carmelo, D Wade, Chris Bosh. Any of those 3, we'd have 4 championships. Especially with D Wade, because now you take away Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like you take them away completely.
Right. You take championships out of LeBron's head. I'm glad you segued into that.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right, bro. No, that's a fact.
Taking rings out of his hand is always good for me.
What would have happened? What would have happened to Jordan? Would have happened to him with the Pistons, for real. Like real talk.
What
happened to Jordan when he kept losing, when he kept getting popped by them and kept getting popped by them?
When he got to the finals, guess what happened?
No, look, I ain't even doing that today.
Never lost.
I ain't even doing that today. I'm just saying.
LeBron beat up on an older team than Jordan did.
You said what?
LeBron beat up on an older Pistons team than Jordan did.
Let me see. Did he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
No, that's not true.
Jordan actually played against Isaiah and Joe Dumars. Now, LeBron came in after the Pistons was already going through their breakups.
So look, you're right. He didn't beat them until Ben was gone. Because in 2006, it still took us 7 though. Because remember, Ben left after 2006. We played Cleveland before they beat us. We played them in 06 to get to Miami. They took us 7.
I tell you
we won the first 2.
Jordan took advantage too. Jordan took advantage too.
Yeah.
Older bad boys.
They were older.
Yeah. I mean, we used to ragdoll them. Right. And we had Scottie Pippen ready to pee on himself. So, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, I looked at this thing earlier, man, and everybody was in the comments of this video talking about Scottie Pippen, man. And then somebody had posted Scottie Pippen's average. And they was like, yeah, he had Scottie Pippen, right? And Scottie Pippen was averaging I think it was somewhere around 9 points in this one specific series. You know what I'm saying? So that argument was kind of irrelevant at that time. But as the Pistons got older, then things started to change. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all about him going into the locker room and working out and getting tougher for the Pistons. Nah, bro. The Pistons was getting older. That was.
Tell it like it is, bro. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. As they were entering their prime, the Pistons that's how it goes.
Yeah.
It's called passing the mantle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's what we're getting ready to experience when all these cats that's getting ready to go out the league, these coming years, because all the Draymonds and eventually Bron, he's gonna try to stick around to Bronny get to the league probably if that situation, but Bron and KD, all these guys, they starting to get ready to get out of here, and hopefully our guys can be them next group.
That's what I think.
Come up and be competitive in the East. That'll be dope.
Yep. I mean, we get to a point now where the Jason Tatums and the Giannis's and the Embiid's about to be the veterans, bro.
Yeah.
They're about to be moving into that space where KD and Brian and Steph are now. It's crazy.
Yep.
So I think we're going to be peaking at a time when I think the mantle is going to be up for grabs.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So at the end of the day, there is no wrong answer. I don't think.
Nah.
You feeling
Nah.
the bad boys? I'm with you.
Two great teams, two of the greatest teams ever assembled in this league. And when I say team, I mean team by every sense of that. Teams.
Yep.
Those were teams. It wasn't a superstar and then a bunch of dudes. Those were teams.
Right. 100%. Last one. Who wins the 7 games? Chuck with the going to work and Larry with the bad boys. Like if you switch them,
Larry with the bad boys.
I was gonna say Larry with the bad boys would be ridiculous, man.
Yeah,
it's like
they defense would probably even be better.
They'd be better.
Yeah,
they'd be better. And that's insane to even think about, but they will be better.
Here's the crazy part. When you really look at it, they preach the same thing. Play the right way was both of the messages. When you seen Daddy Rich in the huddles or whatever, he was saying the same thing as Larry Brown. I need the defense. I need the defense. You know what I'm saying? They preach the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that should be a message to somebody coming here and coaching. You know what I'm saying? But we're in a different league now where you can't touch no goddamn body. So, and everybody scoring 130, you know what I'm saying, and still taking L's, which is wild to me.
Yeah.
But just cute basketball, man. So, we kind of in a situation where we have to evolve as a franchise, but the league don't want to let us evolve because they don't want to give us a fair shake still. They still treat us like we in the 90s and the 80s and not giving us foul calls and like they got a vendetta against us. So it makes it even harder for our guys, man, because, they're not getting the benefit of those whistles that they should be. Imagine what Cade would be averaging if he was getting to the free throw line like he was supposed to.
Right.
That's a whole different story. So, yeah.
I mean, we see what happens when he does get to the line.
Yeah.
That 24-25 goes up to 31-32.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So hopefully he continues to get that fair whistle. Yeah, one more thing, man. Isaiah, just to give a shout out to Isaiah, man. He still to this day doesn't get the love. It's still to this day is like Jordan, Larry, and Magic, and then Isaiah underneath them.
Isaiah used to be he used to be in the rec games with all the stars and the all-star games, beating their ass.
Yeah.
Think I'm lying? Go look it up. Making them look crazy out there.
Yeah, bro.
And the only thing that's over him is this stupid little mystique from what they did to the Bulls. It's just dumb, man. It's stupid.
It's a few things, man. It's that. It's the quote about Larry Bird.
Yeah, like
if he wasn't white.
Crap, go.
You know what I'm saying? That was like 40 years ago, bro. All this other narrative stuff where he frees Jordan out of the. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
they didn't shake their hands.
I think about that, man. I think about that sometimes. Like you think about how much fun it is for them guys to represent, the Eastern Conference, the Western Conference in the All-Star game. You playing with the best of the best.
Yeah.
That was probably the apex physique, man. To play on the dream. You're playing with the absolute best now from both conferences. You're playing with everybody from that you play against during the regular season in the playoffs. Everybody now is a teammate.
Yeah.
It ain't even an All-Star game to where you're still playing against the West. Like Magic is your teammate. You know what I'm saying? Like Larry is your teammate. He never got that experience, man. And that's something I know, whether he was there or not, has to eat at him because he knows he should have been there with them guys, man. Man,
that dream team would have been amazing. They already was amazing. They would have been ridiculous if
imagine Zeke, bro. Imagine Zeke and Jordan together, man. Imagine Zeke and Magic together on the court.
I said, man, Jordan
ball handlers.
For me, best player I ever seen play basketball still, but he was the most light-skinned, dark-skinned motherfucker I ever seen in my life. And I mean that in my you a little tinge darker than the type of light skin I'm talking about.
Appreciate it.
I'm talking about the ultra light skin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jordan used to always do little girl stuff, man. And that's what made me couldn't stand him. As far as him and Kobe, But then when it came to the game, I respect the heck out of both of them.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, as Kobe got older, Kobe changed in personality. So I started to love Kobe.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? Jordan never grew up. He's still a child. I don't even own a pair of Jordan shoes, bro. I don't buy shoes. Jordan, the person, I don't like. Here's the crazy part.
You know what?
Deuce, let me say this. Jordan, the person, I don't like at all. A lot of people don't know that. But LeBron, the person, I do like. As far as the father, that he is, the husband that he is, and everything else.
I wanted to say that. As crazy as your take is that Jordan is better than LeBron, I respect it. Because it's like there's no bias. Like that tells me you're looking at just the basketball part of it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't like you're biased to Jordan or you're partial to Jordan because you like him.
Yep.
It's like you don't even like him as a person. You're strictly keeping on the basketball. And that's what I do the same thing. Even though I like both of them actually. I like Jordan and I like Bron.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing for me. It's like strictly basketball. Mm-hmm. But I think I ain't know you had no J's, bro. That's crazy.
I don't got no J's, man. Last time I had J's, I was in high school, bro.
Wow.
I've been stopped buying Jordan stuff. Jordan never spoke up on any type of tough issues, nothing that we was struggling with, nothing. Yeah. He's a big ass coon. That's what he is, man. I'm sorry, he is, man. I don't got no respect for dudes like this, bro. He is, man. And he's an asshole. He's always an asshole.
Yeah.
To his teammates, to people. He's an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I ain't got no respect.
That last dance showed me a lot. And that was supposed to be a glorified version based off what Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant, Luke Longley about to do. That was a glorified version. So I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? What they about to say. The tea they about to try to spill.
Yeah, like I say, dudes like him and Kanye, they irritate the hell out of me. You know your people stupid. You know your people stupid, and they gonna buy your shoes, and you still gonna sell them for what you selling them for. You know that's they facts. Stupid.
That's facts. No, that's facts. Yeah, we can say that Kanye for another day. We gonna need time for that.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Dude out here selling fold up shoes called pods, bro. What is it, socks? They got people out here wearing dumb stuff, man. They keep buying it.
They keep buying it because of who it belongs to. That's branding. That's branding 101, bro. You know what that is.
Man, yeah.
Listen, we were saying this earlier. I won't be surprised if the Pistons go something close to 500 the rest of the way. That may be bold, but that's my hot take for the rest of the season. Yep. I expect a 500 or better record from now to the rest of the season.
But you know who shoe I do got? Isaiah Thomas.
That's a Zeke, yeah.
These are Zeke. Yeah. These are his Pumas.
Oh, those are bad boy versions too.
Because I seen Isaiah Thomas in the neighborhood at the gyms with kids, teaching them things, encouraging them in the city. I seen that with Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the difference. Fuck Jordan, but I fuck Jordan, but I respect the game when it comes to basketball.
That's real. One of these days, y'all, we gonna get him over to LeBron side. Okay, question. Right here.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. Me personally, I don't think so. I think he end up, going back overseas. If he does, he'll probably be in some type of super limited role on some team just to see what's there. Because he's still young as hell.
Mm-hmm.
He's still young as hell. So I don't know, man. Like I said, it's been quiet. I ain't heard nothing.
That's what I was gonna say. It seems like it would have. I haven't heard anything.
Nope. Deuce. Deuce to fell out, y'all. Maybe, because that's where he's from. He's from Florida. He's from Orlando, bro. So maybe, I don't know. But yeah. Stu Puma too. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got a closet full of Puma stuff, man. Puma. I like certain shoes, but I just don't wear Jordan shit. I don't. I'm gonna do some minutes, see if he can get back in here. I want to end the stream without him. But yeah, man, like I said, that was an interesting topic. We was talking about them bad boys versus the 04 Pistons, man, to go to work Pistons. And like I said, you can go either way with that situation. I just can't call your opinion wrong. I can't call your opinion wrong with that, man, because those were two great teams. I mean, crafted and put together perfectly and at the perfect time. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the 04 Pistons, it's probably, more of a story as far as how they was crafted together. You had a bunch of guys that were failed experiments, journeymen, and you brought them together and the pieces fit like a glove. But, like I said, you just got to give respect where respect is due. Them guys was holding teams to 65, 75 points, you know what I'm saying, and taking care of business. So, yeah, that's definitely a formidable force, and that's a hell of an opponent to go against that bad boys team. So, we're going to do it one more time because we got a couple more people in here. If you with the bad boys, then put a 7 in the comments. If you with the 04 Pistons, then put a 4 in the comments, man. Who's your squad between those two? Who's going to win in a battle between the go-to-work Pistons and the bad boy Pistons, man? Who's going to take care of business? Because that's a heck of a matchup, man. A heck of a matchup. And, yeah, I think it's pretty much going to stay the same. The bad boys, man. The 04 Pistons, the bench, huh? Y'all just disregard that bench for the bad boys. I know they had the pit bulls, man, but man, dog. I think y'all need to go and watch a few more of those bad boy clips, man. It wasn't just about that starting five. I think the bad boys bench can handle themselves pretty well. This dude say his computer died. He'll try to pop back in here, man, before we end the stream. But heck of a stream, man. A lot to talk about over these last couple of days. A lot of frustration. The NBA is always going to be the NBA. They just don't want to give us a fair shake. You know what I'm saying? That's frustrating. It's frustrating from a fan's perspective. You know what I'm saying? You spend your money to see a fair game played in front of you, and you go out there and watch something else. You know what I'm saying? You watch a team get screwed right in front of you. It's almost like you in the world of the Lions fans for the last 50 years until recent, right? So, yeah. There he is.
I'm back. My bad.
No, I was just saying, man, before we get off here, I did one final question between the bad boys and the 04 Pistons. Look like it's still going to be bad boys for most people.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah. How do you feel about Brandon? The Pistons package was stupid.
I feel like the defining factor, bro, is like that 7th game. I feel like it will go 7 games. And if we're going based off of the rules kind of being in favor of the team that had the better record in that respective season, which is the bad boys, I feel like you gotta go bad boys.
Bad boys.
By a hair.
By a hair. Yeah. It ain't no wash. It's definitely so it's gonna be a series, man. That's a lot of personalities out there in that court.
It is.
God, there's a lot of personalities out there on that court.
You gotta consider that too, man. Like, will Bill be able to get in Sheed's head, or vice versa? That's a big part of it too. You only get 2 texts and you out of there. You know what I'm saying? So I can see Mahorn. You talk 89. I can see him, being a martyr in a sense, and I'm gonna get thrown out, but I'm gonna get your best big thrown out. I can see that kind of stuff. I can see that being a part of it too. So it's like the mental part of it, man. We didn't even talk about that.
And then the strong personalities between Chauncey and Isaiah.
Yeah.
Those is the leaders, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, that's interesting. That is really interesting. And Rip was more the guy. You know, he wasn't per se as quiet as Joe D, but similar to Joe D because he just went out there and played. You know what I'm saying? And Joe D went out there and played. When it was game time, he was locked in. You know, I don't care how quiet he is, he was locked in, bro. And he wasn't scared of nobody on the court. He will politely lock your ass up.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting.
That's tough, man. That's tough. All right, so we'll go bad boys for now. Just in the street though. Yeah. Anything else I missed before we get out of here?
No, I think we covered it all, man. Just want to say shout out to everybody that came in here. We seen everybody pop in, you know, whether it was a comment or two, man. Shout out to my brothers, man. Over there at Culture Detroit, man. Some of you guys may have seen on social media what happened over there at the store, but just know that they'll be coming back stronger. You know, you can't keep a good thing down, man. Them brothers do a lot of good things for the community, and they got a lot of support, man. So shout out to them, man. They definitely gonna come back stronger and keep this thing rolling, man. Shout out to you, Duro. You know, shout out to the guys over at DSN, man, and you know, everybody that's just in here. You know, we appreciate every time y'all come in here. From Cade, we appreciate you being in here, Kay. And also to my man Marvin for coming in here and saying the most unrealistic things you could possibly think of.
Thanks.
Pistons fan from Indy, I see you in the comments too, man. But for everybody that's watching that didn't comment, we, you know, appreciate you guys watching. And we'll be definitely we'll be revisiting the Pistons next week. And see where we go from there, man. Because I think they're about to hit the ground and keep running. Yeah. And it's about to get fun again, right? You know what I'm saying? So I definitely can't wait to get to my next slew of games, man, and get down to Little Caesars Arena, have some fun.
Man. Feel like some things are clicking for this team finally.
Right.
So it's playing with intention, like we talked about. So yeah, shout out to everybody, man. You know, we appreciate it. Everybody showing up per usual. You know, King and you know, we do this, you know, just on the love, man. We really do. We really, obviously, you know, this has been probably one of the toughest seasons we've had to endure. I know for me as a Pistons fan, but you know, better days are ahead for sure. Can't get no worse, right?
Right.
So appreciate y'all for, you know, hanging with us as we get through this little storm. And yeah, better days ahead, man.
All right, man. With that said, we're gonna go ahead on and get out of here, man. And you guys be safe. Keep yourself protected. You don't want what I just had. I know you guys see the video, seen a couple of comments, man. You don't want what I just had. Just make sure you protect yourself. It's a lot going on out here. Yeah. But yeah, man, just protect yourself, take care of your families. And let's enjoy the rest of this season. You know what I'm saying? Let's have some fun, man. Let's revitalize the fan base. Let's get this back going, man, and encourage our guys and not trample on our team. You know what I'm saying? Encourage them, be there, support them. If you got tickets, go to the game. You know, I'll be there. Go to the game, man.
Yeah.
And and have some fun, man.
Last thing, but just look for that, y'all. I'm calling now. I think Cade is about to take off.
Yeah.
I think we're about to see the best of Cade this last stretch of games. I think we're about to see the best version of him that we've seen since he's been here. That's just my prediction. I want to put that out there. So we'll see.
All right, man. All right. With that said, you guys have a blessed night. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Peace.